So welcome back to the garden, Garden Hobbyists. Welcome back to Yorkshire. In my garden, it was until 5 seconds ago sunny. And this is part 2 of my how to plant onion and garlic video. And if you go back to the last video a few weeks ago, you will remember that I talked about a wee experiment. And that was that we planted the garlic, which is this bed here. And we were going to do something different with the onions, the bed behind me over there. So we're going to do a couple of things today. One, I'm going to have a little quick check up on how we're getting on. And then I'm going to show you the experiment on the onions. And at the end, I'll probably show you something else in the greenhouse, just general update and if you're interested in how I grow things in what is actually a colder climate here in Yorkshire. So that's the plan. Let's go. Okay, so we start with the garlic bed. Now, it's been really, really wet. We had a big storm last weekend, so the beds are pretty saturated. But what you can see is we do have some of the garlic popping up. I don't think they've all come up just yet because the rows aren't perfect. You can see there's a row down here. There's a row there. The middle row, I can just see, just there, you see, the small shoots coming through. So the row is there, as is the next row. They're just not as big as the edge. I imagine that is because the ones on the edge have got more shelter. There you go. Behind me, over here, we have the onion bed. Now, if you remember, we planted 3 rows of onions, and I've only got 2, which is interesting. So we've got 2 rows of onions. They've come up okay. And the third one, you can see one over there, one there. Weirdly, there's one here. So something's happened in this bed. Oh, there's one here, look, too. That row there has just been moved and not come up or whatever. Now, I think what's happened is over here, I've got a hedgerow. You can see down there, I've tied it up a lot. It was the same as this. So this hedgerow, I keep taller deliberately because I don't want there to be too much wind coming this way in the summer. And so the idea is to keep up the hedge. Now, what I think has happened, I think we've got some bunny rabbits living in here because a lot of the old crop from last year, which is in the beds over here, there's some carrots there, there's some beetroot, got nibbled as it got colder. So I think I've got some rabbits. And I think the rabbits have been at my bulbs. Oh well, never mind, that's life. I don't mind at all. This is a hobby, not a farm, so it's all about nature and living with it and seeing what happens. Although I might think about building some cages. We'll see. Right, so let's go across the greenhouse. Now here we can see the second batch. Now if you look here, let's go down low. They have, this is all onions obviously, these have got much more growth than the ones in the ground. Obviously, it's been warmer in here. Now to be honest, they've been in there a bit longer than I intended. If you look, I'm trying to get on camera, you can see some of the ends, there's one. Some of the ends have gone a bit yellow, which probably means that the nutrients in the cells there has started to expire. And I should probably put them out a week or so ago, but it's been busy, so yeah. But I'm going to put them out today because the weather's nice. And that'll be that. And I'll just keep them weeds now until June when I harvest them. But it'll be interesting to see how they grow. So this lot are definitely bigger right now. I wonder if the others will catch up as well, have been improved in the spring. Either way though, what we have is a set of onions and garlic that have started to grow quite well before I've got into the really cold months in Yorkshire, which is late December, January, February. So hopefully that'll see them in good stead in the coming year. Let's get them in the ground. I've got a couple in already. You see here, I just stopped because I wanted to show you this, which has come out of the pot there. Look at that lovely root that's growing on there. Now I'm going to plant these in a bit deeper than I normally do. Normally I plant them to the bulb shop to show, so I'm going to plant them so just the bottom of the green stem to see if that makes a difference. But yeah, the roots are really, really pleased with that. So there's really good growing in the greenhouse. I definitely think starting them in there early in the season coming out is going to be better. But as I say, we'll have to see what happens when we come to harvest them. Let's see. And there you go. So we've got the greenhouse onions on the right hand side, and on the left the ones that started off outside. So I think there's no doubt the greenhouse ones are way better. So I think that's definitely better. Now, one last thing before I go, let's something to show you in the greenhouse. So let's go over there. Okay, so back in the greenhouse. Now, every year I start my plants off in January, normally chilies and tomatoes and all the rest of it, in the house. Now, the room I have used has now become a kids' playroom, so I've lost that. I don't think any seedlings will survive in there anymore. And the problem I've got is the greenhouse is at the end of my garden, which is quite away from the house over that way. So I've got no power. So my greenhouse is unheated and it's trouble. I'd like to ultimately heat it with some solar power, but I can't afford to. So that's not there yet. Now, so what I'm doing this year is I'm going to try this. Now I've started sowing seeds, as you can see here. We have in here the very first of my sweet peas for next year. So I'm going to try starting everything off inside plastic boxes. Now it's an idea I stole, it's not a new idea, but hey, that's the idea, that's the plan. So I'll let you know how that's going. I'll do some more sowing probably just before Christmas, and I'll probably do a sweet pea video then, so watch out for that. And then we'll see how they're going. Hopefully we'll get some movement. It looks like they are starting to sprout in there already. And yeah, sweet peas in boxes in the greenhouse. Perhaps that's a new way of starting all my seeds this year, so let's see. Until then, until now, I hope your prep for Christmas is going well. Sorry, spoiler it. And I hope you enjoyed the final part of the onion and garlic video. We'll come back to those later in the season. Thanks for watching. See you soon. If you liked it, like, click, subscribe, all them things. I'll speak to you very soon. Bye.